Hello friends, welcome to Coding Shiksha. So today in this tutorial we will be building a complete app from scratch. The app name is Random User Generator Application. So this is the interface of the application. You can see here this is the header, and these are the radio buttons from which you can see here male, female or all. So you can also select the nationality from the drop down menu here. So if I select this nationality, so you can see here these mails will appear, photo will be there, name will be there, along with the email address. You can see here side by side. And if I change this to female now, you can see that all females will appear. So this is the functionality. And if I just change this to all here, so now you can see here mixed will be appearing, that is male will be there, female will also be there, you can see here. So this is the application we will be building here. So apart from that, we have also a load more button is also there. So you can see here only 10 results are there early on. So if I just wanted to load more results dynamically, I can just press this button. Some more results will pop in dynamically as I press this button. So you can see here it is dynamically being fetched in the background as I press this button. So this is all being done by jQuery, and we will be using the fetch API to do this process to make the request. So the API that we will be using in this example is this API randomuser.me. So this is random user generator API. You can get any sort of random data from this API. And along with that, I have also prepared a whole blog on this series here, JavaScript fetch API example, on my website codingshiksha.com. You can visit that. I have given the link in the description, and you can see here this is the blog here, step by step process. I have written step by step process here. So if you want to read the blog with the video, you can visit to this website. I have given the link in the description. So you can see here all the source code is also available here. So if I click here, right click, open link in new tab. So on my GitHub account, I have provided the whole source code here, so you can download the source code from here also. So just click this button, download source code, and you will get the whole source code for this application. Before moving on, guys, please subscribe to this channel by hitting the red subscribe button, which is appearing right here below the video, and also like this video by hitting this button. And if you like my content, please click the share button to share my video. Hello friends, let's start the process. First of all, create a new folder. Let's suppose name this as random user generator app, and open this folder, and in this type cmd. So this opens the command line in this folder. Type here code dot, so this opens Visual Studio in this folder. You can use any text editor of your choice, but I am using Visual Studio Code. So this is my folder. So first of all, create a new file. Let's suppose index.html. So after that, you have to write the boilerplate code here. So write here doc type html. So in the title, let me give it a random user generator. After that, I need to include some style sheet here. For styling the application, we are using Bootstrap here. So you can see here these for styling images. This is a jumbotron, this is radio buttons, this is select boxes. So for this we are using Bootstrap. So just go to this Bootstrap CDN website and copy only the CSS portion, and go to your this one and copy paste the URL. You can see here, let me include link relative style sheet, and this is href. This is the part to it. So just close this in inverted comma. So this is done with the style sheet here, and in the body, just enclose with the body tags. So we will also be using jQuery as well. So just copy the CDN for that also. Go to Google, type jQuery CDN. So just go to w3schools.com. So they will having the CDN of jQuery. So just copy paste this. Right below body, just copy paste this, and after that we will also be including our custom script file which we will be creating later on. So just include this also. So in the body portion we will be having the bootstrap class of container. So just write this class. So this is the bootstrap container class. So inside this class I will be rendering out all the elements which you see inside here: jumbotron, radio buttons, select boxes. So all these elements will go inside this container class. So let me also create the script.js file also. So this will be the script.js. So let me initialize the jQuery function here, document.ready. So let me check if the jQuery has been successfully included. Let me type some alert boxes. Let me write something: jQuery is included. If I save this also, save this. So I need some live server. So this is the real feature of Visual Studio Code here. So this comes with the extensions. You can go to the extensions and type here live server. So you can see here this extensions, I have already downloaded it. So just install this extension of live server. So you can see here at the bottom it is saying to me go live. So it will start the live server at this port number. So I can simply go to the browser here. So this has automatically opened my URL here. You can see here, let me copy paste. You can see here it is pop is showing that jQuery is included. So my code is working right now. So let me close the Opera browser and open it in the Chrome browser. Same, you can see here jQuery is included. So our code is working. So let me just render out the all the elements that are present inside the container class. So let's start building the components which are there in the application. So first is the jumbotron. So jumbotron comes with a jumbotron class here in bootstrap. So let me have a heading element which simply says random user generator application. So if I just save this here and open it, you can see here a jumbotron is there. So I need to change the background color. So let me provide a custom style to it: inline style, background color to blue, and the text color to white. So if I save that, you will see that it has changed this to this. So apart from that, we have 3 radio buttons. So for that I will be going to w3schools.com, and here you see that this is a section here, bootstrap input section. So just copy paste this code here. So bootstrap radio buttons. So here at the bottom of jumbotron, copy paste it, and let me change the name parameter to here gender. So this will be the gender you will be selecting, and let me remove this disable section here also from that also, and also change the label here male and female, and this to all. So if I just save this here, sorry, you will see that it is changes to this. Sorry, not this one, this one. So this is the three radio buttons that are appearing right there. You can see here I can select any one of them at a particular instant of time. So this is the difference between checkboxes and radio buttons. So apart from that, I have a select nationality select box where I can select any country here. So for that, I would like to go to the random user generator documentation. So just go to this website and go to the documentation here and select the nationality section here. So there you will find that there are different kinds of countries out there where you can select it here. So this is the countries here. So let me select the select list here. This is the code here for that. Let me copy this here, and below radio button you will copy paste this, and let me change this to nationality. Select nationality, and in the option section you will just change this to country names that are appearing right there. AU, BR, CA. AU stands for Australia, BR Brazil. So these are the country codes out there. So only these countries are supported by this API right now. So you need to just copy paste this. So I will be back when this all completed. So you can see here all the country codes have been populated in the option section. So if I save this and go to my application here, so you can see here a drop down menu is there, so I can easily select whichever country I want. So this is working right now. And one thing that I forgot here, in the radio button there is also an attribute called as value, which I will be making use in the script.js. So this will hold the value of male, and similarly this will hold for female, and last but not least this will hold for all. So that I forgot in the radio section, so make sure to add these value parameters right now. After entering out this stuff, that is jumbotron, all this stuff, we would like to enter the business end of the application here, script.js. So first of all we need to analyze the API we are using. So just go back to the this URL, that is random user API, go back to the documentation, and this is the endpoint that we will be using here. So just open this endpoint. So this endpoint will return a results array here. You can see here this is a JSON response. This contains lots of information out there. You can see gender, name, title, first and the last name, location, email, and this is a profile picture. So if I open this here in new tab, you will see that this is a picture here that we are entering here. So we only need four information. First is a picture, second is the first and the last name, and the last one is the email address. So I have a tool called as Postman. So Postman is a great tool for analyzing APIs. So if I just copy paste this URL and send it, you will see a well formatted result is retrieved to me. You can see here the same JSON response is there, but here I see that it is not well formatted. But here in the Postman you will see that it is well formatted. You can easily see what kind of information it is there. It is gender, name, location, time zone. So all this information we will be passing in the script.js. So let's start here and declare some variables. Now in this we have to declare a new variable of URL. So this will hold the actual URL that we will be making request to. So just copy the URL here. This is the URL, and copy paste it here. And after that we will be using the fetch syntax in order to make request to the API. So the syntax is very easy. Fetch, write fetch, and in the parentheses mention the URL that you want. That is, we are just using this variable here. After that, it in the next line write dot then. So dot then is a special function in fetch API. It returns a promise of the actual response being returned from the API. So there is a response parameter which holds the actual response which is returned from the API when you make any kind of request using fetch. So first of all, we need to convert this response which is coming back to the actual JSON that we can parse. So we can do this by the arrow function ES6 JavaScript. So first of all, in order to convert this into JSON, we will be using this JSON function. So now let me surround this in the parentheses also. So now it again takes the promise that it will convert this response into JSON. So when it is successful, then it returns this anonymous function and this data will be contained inside it. So we will be just console, we will be printing in the console here, console log and data. So save it, and if I go back to the browser here, so let me see here. If I refresh it and inspect element and go back to the console here, you will see that a object is being returned here. You will see that. Look at this object here. If I expand this, you can see here this is a results array here, and there is only one element because I have not mentioned the results parameter here. So in order to retrieve 10 results, I need to provide a results parameter here. You can see here at the bottom here, you have to provide this results parameter is equal to 10, so that only 10 results are returned. So in this case I am not providing that parameter, so only one result is returned. So you can see here this is all the information: gender, name, location, email, all these things are there present. So I just need to, if I provide a results parameter here, results is equal to 10. Let's suppose if I change this URL and save this, so you will see that 10 objects is being written here. You can see here this is the array here which is holding 10 objects here. So if I expand this array, you will see that one object, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 9. So the array starts from 0 here. So you can see here if I expand any of these objects, so you will see that the information is available: email, gender, location. For every object we have this information. So we will be making use of this URL, and also we will be using some more parameters for this. Nationality, uh, nationality, one parameter will be of nationality and the second parameter will be of gender. So let me manipulate the URL here, put a and symbol, and the gender, default gender will be equal to male, and again nationality parameter is equal to NAT. You can read all this in the documentation. It is mentioned NAT is equal to, let's suppose I mentioned the area country code of Australia, that is AU. So if I just save this, so you will see that only males will be returned here. If I go back to the application here and expand this, so you will see that all the males are returned, not a single female is there. And if I check the country code here, you will see that nationality is equal to AU because I have mentioned in the URL here. Every person has a nationality of Australia because I mentioned this in the URL. So that is why it is there. So early on when we launched the application, we want to present these results to us. So I can just make a function of it. Just copy this and delete this from here. Copy it first of all and delete. Sorry. And make a particular separate function. In that function I can write these same things and call that function. So let me make that function fetch information, let's suppose, and it takes a URL, and let me copy paste the same things that I have done. So that way the code will be clean to write as well as for the other person to read also. So if I want to invoke this function, I can simply write here fetch information and pass the URL that is mentioned right in the variable here. So if I save this, I will be getting the same result as in the previous. You can see here 10 objects is returned, and each object is having the gender male and the nationality is equal to AU. So now let me just fetch the input the user gives by the either the radio box and in the select box. So let me make some variables out there. Before declaring the variables, let me just complete this fetch information function. So let me just remove this line of console, and let me show you first of all the response that is coming back from the API. So the response generally contains this results array, which we can generally loop through by the for each loop that is present inside JavaScript. So to access this array, we can simply write data.results, and again we can be binding this with for each here, for each. So basically this is the array. Let me remove this. For each, it takes the element refers to the index variable. So let me rename this to person. So as we are looping through the different kinds of persons, so this is again arrow syntax here. You can see here ES6 JavaScript. So inside this we will be looping through. We will be dynamically be loading data inside our browser. For that I will be declaring a new variable, global variable, and this will hold the HTML for us. And one thing I forget is go back to the index.html, and in that I will be also be having a div id is equal to results. So here I will be populating all the results which are coming back from the API, that is results. So I will be targeting this id section of results in the script.js. That is why I am giving this id. So just save this, and after this we will be making use of this variable of p, and there is a special symbol out there on the keyboard here, backtick, which is known as, so it is there below the escape key on the keyboard and above the tab key. So just this is the symbol. So it is not single quotes, it is backtick, and it contains special template string which is there in JavaScript. So put a semicolon here, and the benefit of using this is that you can write multiple lines of HTML here. So you can use, first of all I will be populating div well section here, so which has a class of well here in Bootstrap, and let me have this div section. So you can see here the benefit is there. You can write multiple lines of HTML inside this template string. So after that, first information I need is this. Let me enclose this in the span tag. So the first information I need is the title, the surname of the person, which is located in the title here. You can see here this is the title, Mr. This. You can see here title first and last. I need these three information. So it is located in the name object here. So I can simply write here person dot name dot title. So I can simply write this. So in order to use variables here, so this is a variable text, it has to be dynamically be rendered onto the screen. So I cannot write simply here person dot uh, name dot title. So this will not work. For that I would like to use this special syntax of dollar and braces here. You can see here the color has changed. So this is a template string. I have inserting variables into it. So I can write simply write person dot name dot title. Simply write this. So if I just save this, first of all let me just show you. So you will see that all the misters will be rendered onto the screen. So if I save this here, let me see why it is not working here. Go back to console. Oh, sorry, I have not appended this onto the screens. I just want to append this also. So I can simply write this as p dot append. Sorry, I will be using this syntax. Results this is the diff section I am targeting here. You can see here this is the result section, and I need to append something here. So I will be using the append function, and in the parentheses I will be providing p here. That's it. So if I save this, you will see that all Mr. will be printed out here. Mr. So this is the uh, use of this append function. So apart from that, I would also need a first name also. So in order to print the first name, I can simply write here same way, person dot name dot first. So if I save this here again and go back to, you will see that the first name is also printing out Mr. Ruben, Mr. Kel. So these are the first name here, and similarly for the last name also. Write a span tag, close this span tag. So that is the way by which we can dynamically render out information coming back from the API. Person dot name dot last. Sorry, dot last. Save this, and you will see that the last name is also printed out. So this is the way by which we can render out the things. So you will see that the well class is not working of bootstrap. So let me just see here, go back to the bootstrap well here, and let me see why it is not working. Class is equal to well. So this is the basic well. So let me see, div class is equal to well. So it is containing the span tags. So save this. It should be working, but let me see what is the error right now. So this is the application. I think that our CSS bootstrap CSS has some kind of error. This line I need to figure out what is the error right now. Let me see what is the problem. I think that let me delete this whole and re-include this. Go back to bootstrap here. So copy this once again, only the CSS portion, copy it and paste it here. So if I save this again and go back to the application here, so you will see that the wells are appearing here. You can see here 10 users are there, and the wells are there. So our code is working right now. So our second task is to have a profile picture loaded here. So let me just go back to the script.js and include the profile picture. For profile picture, let me just show you the response here. First of all, to include the profile picture, we have the object called as picture, and we will be including the medium picture here. So you can see here, this is a medium. So first of all, we will be making sure of the bootstrap image class that is available. So go to the bootstrap here, bootstrap images. We will be making use of this rounded corners here. So just grab the code here for that, copy all this here, copy, and we will be placing above this span tag here. So image source, so this source is not there, so just delete this. And also we don't need this alternative parameter also. So in this source parameter, we will be dynamically inserting the variable here. So this will be person dot picture dot medium. So medium size of picture will be included here. So that's it. So if I save this again, you will see that in the application, as it loads, you can see here all the pictures, profile pictures are loaded here in a nice fashion here. Some rounded borders are automatically being added. So this is all being done by bootstrap here. A simple class is attached to it, and you can see here all these profile pictures are being rendered onto the browser here. Thing that remains is the email address, which we see in the final product here, email address. So in order to print the email address, it is very easy. just have a final span tag here. uh, so in that span tag we will be populating the variable here. We can access the email address by just writing person.email. I can show you the JSON response. So here is the email address. You can see here I can simply write person.email. So it is that easy. So if I just save this again, so you will see that this is the email address being printed out as well. So let me just format it so it has some space around it. So let me just give it a margin. So style margin left, and let me give it a, let's suppose, 300 pixel margin. And if I save this and go back to the browser, you will see that it is well formatted. Let me give some more margin. Let's suppose 420 is enough. And if I refresh this, you will see that the email address is formatted here. It is appearing similar to this email. So let me attach a label as well. For attaching the label, you will simply write here email, and just write this, and it will be concatenating that as well. So you can see here label is inserting email, so all the email addresses are appearing right now. So email address is also working. After loading all these things, that is the profile picture, first name, last name, and email address, one last thing that remains is the button, load more button, so which is there at the bottom. So if I hit this button, some more entries will be populated dynamically. So for that functionality, just go to script.js and create a new global variable that is load more, so which will hold the actual button for us. So at the bottom of the for each loops, when it ends, just make this button here. I will again use the backtick symbol here, so this will hold my actual button. Let me also provide a ID to it, let's suppose load more, so that I can target it and bind a on click listener. And also I give a btn primary class, so this is a bootstrap class, and the label will be load more. So this is the actual button, guys. Put a semicolon, and in order to append this, we will be using the same syntax here, targeting the result section and using the append function. So this time load more will be appended to it. So if I save this and rerun the application, this time you will see that a load more button will be rendered here. So let me attach a click listener to it. So if I hit it, nothing will happen. So if I bind a click listener to it, so binding a click listener is very easy. Just to write the target ID here. So I will be writing this ID. I want to bind a on click listener. So dot on is a method here. So the event name will be click. So whenever the button is clicked, we want to perform some action. So let me first of all put a alert box, that is if it is working or not. Button is clicked. If I save this and rerun my application, so if I hit a button, you will see that button is clicked. So our code is working fine. So in this code, what we want to rerun the function of fetch information. So what we want to rerun this application. So if this function re-execute, what will happen? Some more records will populate. So let me just save this and see what is happening right now. So as you can see here, if I hit the load more button here, so you will see that some more results will populate. But one problem is there are two load more buttons here. The previous load more button is not is also there. So how to solve this problem? This is very easy. There is a special function out there in jQuery in order to remove elements dynamically, which is, in order to remove the current element, we can use this reference here and invoke a remove method here. So this will remove the actual element. So in this case, it will remove the load more button here. So if I again save this, they save this and rerun the application. So if I hit the load more button, so you will see that the load more button is gone here, it is removed, and it is the second load more button is there. So if I hit again here, you will see in the background some more information is loaded as soon as I click the button. So this is the functionality that we have built it. So this is actually being working here. After loading the load more button working here, you can see here it is working. I noticed that one thing is remaining, that the nationality which will be appearing after the last name. So let me make this. So for that, go back to the script.js, and after the third span tag, uh, we will be having another span tag. This will be holding the nationality. So in the parentheses, I will be attaching my variable here. So in order to access the nationality, I will be just writing here person.nat. Nat stands for nationality. So I can also show you, this is the nationality in the response of the API nat. So I can access that easy. So if I refresh this, and you will see that the nationality is also being printed out. So this is awesome, guys. So this is the application. So now the two things remains is that we need to attach the functionality of either selecting the radio boxes. So if I select the female radio box, this functionality is not working. And also if I select any of these nationalities, this is also not working. In order to do this, we need to attach some variables right now, declare some global variables. First is radio gender. So this will hold the actual radio value which is being selected by the user. So let me hard code this value first of all and attach this male, and the second value will be of selected nationality. So this will hold the actual value of the selected nationality here. You will select any countries. Let's suppose you select Great Britain, Ireland, any of this. So it will be storing this. So let me attach a hard code value of Australia, and also to manipulate this I will be using these values. So concatenate by this selected nationality, and in place of male I will be writing radio gender. So now if I refresh this, I hope that the application will still work. So you will see that all the Australia nationality persons are there because I have hard coded these values. Whenever the application first loads, it has these values attached to it. Radio gender is male and the nationality is equal to AU. So if I load more here, then all these persons will attach to the same values, that is Australia and the males. So in order to work with the radio buttons, we need to bind a event whenever this value changes to female, what we want. So we want to have a click listener for that. So in order to achieve this radio button functionality, we need to add a radio button listener. So this will listen to all the events such as user selecting a certain radio button. So in jQuery we have this selector. So radio button is kind of an input element. So this square brackets, in this we will be specifying the type parameter. So in the single quote we will be writing here radio. So attach a click event listener. So this will be an anonymous function. So first of all we need to grab the value, the radio button which is there. You can see here this is the radio button. So you have to correct this in your index.html. The value will be in small case, that is male, value is male, female and all. So let me just change this to uppercase here. and this to all also. So if I save this, so this is changed. So that's right. So what was talking about, grab the value of the radio button. So in order to do this, I will simply search on Google, get value of radio button jQuery. So this line of code I will copy here and I will paste here. So this is basically the selector of jQuery. So it is just getting the value of the checked radio button. So I have given the name of gender here. You can see here name is equal to gender in all the three radio buttons. So it will get the value of the checked radio button. So I can just store this value in radio gender variable, and I can again copy this line of URL because I need to make a new URL because my radio gender value is changed. So I can write this line again here. So after that, if all goes well, if radio gender has a value, I can execute this function of fetch information which takes the URL. And if I just save this and run this code here and change this to female, so you will see that some more results will pop in. You can see here these are all females because I checked the female option. But one problem is there that the previous result is not being cleared. So that is a problem. So it can be solved very easily. We just have to write empty the results of the previous results. We can target this by writing here results dot empty. So it will just clear out the results which were there previously. So if I just rerun again here, so if I change the value to female, so now you can see here instantly only the females are loaded here. You can see here. If I load more here, so you will see that all the females will be there because I checked the female button here. So if I change this to all here, so it will be containing the mixed here. Males will also be there, females will also be there. So this functionality is working right now, this radio button functionality. So now the last functionality which is there of nationality. So if I select a certain nationality country, I need those persons. So let's make that functionality also. So again we need to add a event listener for the select box. So in jQuery we have the syntax. So in the index.html, just change the id. The select element have a id of nationality. So just change the id to nationality here. So in script.js we will be targeting this id name, that is nationality, and the method will be on here. So and the event will be change. So whenever the value of the select box changes, we need to fire this function, this anonymous function. So first in the foremost thing that we need to do is the grab the value that the user selects. So for that we need to again go to Google and type this, how to get select box option value in jQuery. So if you do that, you will get to this website Stack Overflow. This is very easy, and just type this and paste it here. So the ID is nationality. Just delete this. So it will grab the value which is being selected here. So let's suppose I select this value, that is Great Britain. So it will be storing this value of GB inside this. So I have declared this global variable that is selected nationality. So I will be storing this value in this variable selected nationality. Sorry. selected nationality. So this variable is storing this value. So after that, I need to again copy paste the URL because my value has been changed of selected nationality. So I need to just copy paste this URL again, copy and paste it here. After this, after that, we just need to fetch information, call this function with the given URL, and again we need to clear out the previous information by just doing this simple stuff here, targeting the result section here and invoking the empty method here. So this will clear out the previous entries which were there. So if I save this and relaunch the application, you will see that our whole application is complete now. So if I select this female here, so this will change to female here. So if I just want to load more entries, so it will also work here. So you can see here dynamically more entries are there. If I change this to all here, this will contain mixed results, male and females both were there. And if I change the nationality here to Great Britain, so you will see that Great Britain nationalities will there. So if I load more here, so all these be belonging to the Great Britain. So if I change this to New Zealand here, you will see that New Zealand is there. So thank you guys, this application is complete now. So you can go to my URL that I has given below in the video description, my blog codingshiksha.com. I have given a written a step-by-step instruction blog. You can read that blog with the video as well. And thanks for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Until then, thank you very much.